Are we live?
We're live.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Are you sure?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Katie?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's great. So, we have a beautiful model today who has got some very exciting news to share with the whole world. Does the world know, by the way? What is your news? She's pregnant! Wow, she's got a baby! Not that you would know, because she's still like that. But isn't that wonderful? Should we start off this Facebook Live with that fabulous news? Congratulations! Do you have a preference to what type of baby you have?
No.
Would you like...
As long as it's healthy.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, I'll tell you something, it's going to be beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it, everybody at home?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Look in the camera, Suzanne, please.
Suzanne, you know, you might as well tell the whole public now that it's my child, not your boyfriend's.
Fiance.
Fiance, sorry, my mistake. Let's get that in. I'm only joking. Okay, so Friday at 4 o'clock, we wanted to do some hair that maybe inspired you for the weekend. Because obviously, you know, people have a life except Nelson. They have a social life and they go out on a Friday and a Saturday night. So this is the weekend, we're coming up to it. So I thought I would do something quite weekendy and possibly work with some sexy hair, some glamorous hair, and with a technique that maybe you've seen before or you've got them hidden in a cupboard. And it includes those things there. So they are good old heated rollers, my mum's favourite. I remember back in the day when I was a wee laddie, my mum used to get up out of bed and the first thing she did wasn't kiss me, wasn't say hello to her husband, flick her heated rollers on in the morning. And that was what she used to do, bob the heated rollers in the hair and brush them out, and that used to set her hair up for the day. Do you use heated rollers, Katie?
I would love to.
Do you?
I don't currently, no.
Oh, so you don't really know what this look's going to look like?
Well, I've got a rough idea.
Okay.
I'll be full of volume, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to make it voluptuous and sexy and modern.
And glamorous.
And glamorous, because Suzanne's going for dinner tonight. Baby,
Lucky you.
baby. Guess where she's going to? Her favourite restaurant. The Big Golden M. McDonald's. All you can eat for £10. No. So yeah, she's looking hot. And in fact, should we take the gown off?
Yeah, I think we should have the gown off.
The gown is a drowner, isn't it? We're not
Get the gown off.
Let's put the gown off, please. And then you can just sit. Yes, please. And then you can just sit straight back down. Oh, hello. Did somebody just say she's pregnant? I mean, honestly, I've only touched the front. Okay, that's much better. Right, so, the heated rollers, let's back to this. As you can see, the red, blue, white, and yellow. Okay? Now, people think that heated rollers are going to give the hair a curl, a bend. It's not just about making your hair curly. It's about smoothing the cuticle, using the heat, and it gives a much softer bend. Now last week we touched on tongs. This week is a much more softer. I'm going to brush this hair out. Just going to give it this effortless, fluffy, the elegant kind of shape to the hair. Suzanne's hair was prepped naturally, straight from dry. We used some light satin heat protecting hairspray on every section. Now she's got quite strong hair. As you can see, she has, would you say, an Asian background? So she has that type of texture, it's quite heavy. So obviously I have layered the the light satin hairspray enough to give us hold, but more importantly, Katie.
More importantly,
can you cut back to me, please? Flexibility. Because we don't want gloopy, sticky, nasty hair, we want sexy, fluid movement that will last all night and be bouncy and beautiful, not heavy and hard and stiff. Not heavy, not hard, and not stiff.
Sounds good to me.
Woofed. All on a Friday.
So back to
yeah,
Suzanne.
so back to Suzanne. Now, you'll probably be looking at this here and going, right, he's left some rollers in. I have, because I wanted to show you something. I've mainly used the blue, so we're going for quite a soft look. And on the top section, taking the hair straight back off the face in a line. And what I've done to each section, which I'll show you by just taking these clips out, is I've added some backcomb at the root before the curler went in.
Why did you do that?
Why did I do that? That's a really good question, Casey, and very predictable. However, I will answer you. Suzanne, I'd like to use your fingers, please, for a second. Just 2 of them. I want you to just get your fingers like that and do some pinching. Okay, I want you to take your fingers and stick them both up your nose. No. I want you to just pinch the roots there and tell the viewers what you can feel at the root.
What do you feel?
Feel that one. It's a little bit more intense.
Oh yeah.
What can you feel?
Thickness, sort of, well, it's backcombed.
Yeah, so you can actually feel where the hair is more together, the root. Whereas at the front here, you can still feel it again. It's still silky.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason for that is I am actually building I'm building shape, form and volume in the hair through the back of the hair. So what I've done is I've done backcombing there, backcombing on that one, and wound the rollers down. Okay, then I've done 2 sections where I've just done a little bit of backcombing at the root, but every back section here has it at the root quite strong. About 5 sections of backcombing. Now you can see, look, if I do that, how much volume it's got.
Wowee.
And that's without me really doing anything to it. So straight away, it gives the hair that stableness, so that when we run the mason and piercing through the hair, it will knock it down, but it will give Suzanne this kind of root control. So later on at night, when she's out shaking her booty, she can give it a real shake and it'll just come back to life. How does it go?
I can't move too well.
She can't move too well? What do you mean? Have you seen have you seen your body this week? Right, so last one. Does that answer your question first of all, Katie?
It does.
And does that answer the viewers' questions, or have we got nobody watching?
Let me see what they're saying.
Do you know how to work that machine?
I don't. I'm a beginner.
Well,
I've never actually held.
Steady, please, because you look drunk. Okay, so I'm going to gently tease out the hair using my trusty Guardian brush. Who knows what this is called? Have you paused me?
No, I haven't paused you.
Have you deleted me?
I was just trying.
Just concentrate on filming, please. This is a mason and piercing. This is, without question, the most important piece of equipment in my session bag. Without this, I couldn't develop the smoothness and the flickiness in the hair. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. So it's absolutely what you need. So I'm just going to start in the underneath. Are you, Nelson? Yes, I am.
Okay.
So I'm just going to
Why the underneath?
Because I want to just brush the curls out step by step, layer by layer, stage by stage.
But why?
Now look, see when I do that? Look at the curl.
Ooh.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
And I'm not running the brush through the hair in an angry way. If you watch, I'm using the top third of the brush. Top third. Top third. Top third.
So most people might think, but you've gone to all the effort of putting the heated rollers in to brush them out.
Yeah, but the brush makes it look sexy. Makes it look wearable, because at the moment it's very chunky because they're still in the brush marks.
Okay.
So what this is going to do is it's just going to give me, you can see that already, look. Isn't that beautiful already? I mean, something for the weekend, madam? Yes, please. Can I have a side order of pregnancy?
Side order. Okay.
I mean, I don't want
Whatever.
Look, it's true that there's 3 clients that have come in today that have all been pregnant, and I've only trimmed their fringe, so it's not my, it's not, you know, Suzanne. Gee whiz, I mean, come on, honey bunny. So can you see what happens? How it's got that like soft movement. So it's not curly, it's not dated looking, it's got that, it's soft and elegant.
So Suzanne, does your hair normally hold a curl?
No. Not as soon as I go outside and it's bad weather, it just drops.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Suzanne normally experiences dropping hair as soon as she curls it.
No, I can imagine, because it's very strong, it's dense texture. So you can see, look at the root, the back combing there. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
Straight away, if I grab that with my fingers and lift the hair up, look what happens to the roots.
Wow.
Now, if you want to, you can do that to every section, or you can even go through at the end and back comb only at the roots on each section of hair. If you struggle with the hair standing strong, then what I would suggest that you do is you use your tail comb and you do 3 back combs of hair down at the root, and that will give you about 2 inches of root back combing. Leave the rest of the hair out, then only wrap the heated roller on the hair that's left out, and that will give you that lovely strong hold.
Sounds good.
And just make sure that when you're brushing your hair, you're not going it like that. It's too strong. Just do it gently with the mason. Oops. Let's put that back in the ear. I mean, hello. Did somebody order some hair? So you see now with the brush, see how I'm going in? And you can see how the mason just picks up the root. See it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lovely and big.
Katie, that was so inappropriate.
No, it wasn't.
Please do not swear, you're not lying.
So what did you do? So you put the rollers in, and then what happened?
We made love. We had a baby, and we went off. We got together.
That would have been very
Back in the real world, Nelson. Yeah, correct. No, I did the 2 inches of root back combing,
Yeah.
leaving the mid-lengths and ends out,
Yeah.
and then wound the mid-lengths and ends down in the hot roller and put a clip in it and left it to cool down. Very important. I've already said this.
Yeah, I know, but you put some heat on
Can we
there.
get a different photographer, please? One that knows how to operate things.
That's a little bit of a fib because you put extra heat in there.
Did I? That was
He's
only
telling
because-
porcupines.
That was only because Suzanne turned up late and I had 4 seconds to put the rollers in, because this is a real live salon. By the way, I've been so busy today, I haven't even been to the bathroom yet. I needed to the toilet this morning. And Katie needs the toilet too. Okay, so does that answer your question, Miss Diet?
Yeah, it does. So you put her under a little bit of extra heat.
Yeah, just to lock in the curl.
Sorry, I'm giving away all your secrets here
Because
now.
that's what basically makes hair change shape. I don't know whether maybe you know that. But when hair goes from warm to cold, it forms the shape. So for example, if you were to wrap the hair in tin foil
Yeah.
and make it flat and fold it over on itself and put it go from cold to heat to cold, it would make it go zigzaggy. So obviously we've chosen a cylindrical object to wrap the hair around. That looks a little bit, that's better. And that gives the lift and the volume.
Beautiful. What do you think?
Look like a lion.
A lion.
Just wait till you're finished. But remember, this is the girl that said, "My hair never holds a curl." This will be until 2017. But remember, it's not a cuddle. Who wants that? I mean, we don't want to. It's not. We're not Beth Lynch here, God rest her soul, because she died the other week. We just want softness and coolness, and to make her feel glamorous in a modern way.
Sounds good.
So all I'm doing now is brushing out the final 2 sections in the front. And the reason I've left them to the end is because they've got least amount of backcombing in them. Because I want that to still have an element of flatness around the face so that she doesn't feel like a lie. You know, so she still feels like Suzanne. And using my Mason just to smash out any lines that you get with the hair. And I mean, did somebody order Pussy Galore? I mean, because guess what, if you're looking for her, she's here. And the thing about it is, Suzanne, can you just do me a little favour? Can you just feel the roots again for me, babes, and tell me what you can feel at the crown. What do you feel in there?
Still there.
Oh, it's still there, yeah.
Suzanne, look in the camera a little minute. Lovely.
Now, the more you brush this, okay, with the Mason, the more you brush it, the more the curl smooths out. I mean, there's a really famous actress who is such an inspiration to me and to a lot of my friends in the session world, and she's called Brigitte Bardot. And this is the Bardot, because she used to always wear her hair high in the crown, always, and with kick and curl. Do you know who she is?
No.
Do you know who Brigitte Bardot is? No? Not the most famous actress in the 60s, I wouldn't worry about it. She was also absolutely incredibly sexy and beautiful. A bit like you, Katie.
Aww.
Especially with those, yeah. Anyway. So all I'm going to do now is just to show you how real it is and how much not got any product on this hair does have. I'm just going to lighten it, look, and shake it out. And I mean, we must have one question.
We do have a question. Where did you learn to dance?
Chancers. No, I was a rave boy in the 1990s. Hacienda coming at ya. So, is that really a question?
That's really a question.
Who asked that question?
Come on, we must have some more questions. No, it was Grasna.
Grasnia.
Yeah.
Caitlin, have you got a question for Nelson? Oh, now we do have some viewer questions before I change this up, because I don't want it to go on forever. Like the last few Facebook Lives have gone on a little bit too long, I felt, and I just wanted to show you something really quick. I might change it up in a minute or two though, using...
I think we should turn towards this way a little bit.
So once again, I'm going to show you the movement. Once you take the rollers out, you just give the hair a little brush. Now look, you do it gently. Isn't that gentle?
Very
Suzanne?
gentle.
Yeah.
That's what your boyfriend's fiance. And the next thing, pitter patter of tiny feet. See how it's nice and smooth up there? Something for the weekend, madam. Now also what we can do is we can flip it and we can do the Balmain side. Let's just see the other way. See how versatile this brush is?
Yeah, well, that's why I originally watched
So if I was looking for a soft brush, where would I even start?
Well, you just need to make sure that you type in Mason and Pearson into Google and it'll come up. They are not cheap, but once you buy one, you have it for life.
Okay. Could you use them on children too? Would that be a good...
They are much better than a tangle teaser. Much more gentle, and I'll show you why they work. It's because if you look at these teeth,
Yeah.
you'll notice that there's a long one, there's a medium length one, there's a slightly smaller, and there's the smallest.
Yeah.
What do you think they do? Look, here's a clue. Watch, Katie. Versus, keep looking at the beautiful Suzanne.
Looking at the beautiful Suzanne.
This is another brush. What's the difference between the teeth on that brush and that brush?
Well, they're at different lengths.
Different lengths. What else can you say? Can you see?
They're a lot more bristles.
What else?
They're softer. They're not plastic. They're not as harsh.
These are only one length.
Yeah.
So if you put this through the hair, you get that. And that's no good.
No.
It's no good.
It's not as gentle looking.
No, you wouldn't get it through the hair. Now watch the mason.
Oh, we've got somebody, Karen's commented.
Now, simply what happens is...
Hang on, Karen, we've got a comment.
Okay.
Karen said that brush is amazing. She loves it.
Well, thanks, Karen. It's not me you have to thank, it's Mr. Mason and Mr. Pearson, I think. But anyway, it's nice for you to comment, thank you. The difference is that the longer tooth versus the smaller one and in between, some of them kiss the hair. So you might get the longer one through at the root, the medium one through dusting the ends, the one smaller than that taking the smoothness off, making it shiny. So really, all 4 levels of brush are working at the same time. Isn't that fabulous on that side, Suzanne? Are you going out tonight, baby? If so, tell me when, where, and what you're wearing. Is that the questions?
Beautiful.
Okay. So I'm going to obviously, after last week with the beautiful Katisha Atkinson, who's done Suzanne's makeup again today, isn't she beautiful?
Shall we zoom on that face?
Even more gorgeous than before. How can I, do you think, make it a little bit more trashy?
Nice face going on there, Nelson.
Sorry, I'm just concentrating.
Shall I fire you off a few questions?
Yeah, do. Why don't we get Suzanne to read them?
Why don't we? Oh. Because it might need filter.
Well, it might be in diet-ish, so its own language. So, what sort of outfit would you wear with this? I mean, you're looking pretty hot in the outfit you're currently spotting.
Well, we can't quite see her. Could we get a stand-up, turn around job?
Oh, just stop. Where?
I need the toilet.
You need the toilet. Stand by the wall.
Facebook Live, girl. Come on.
Reality.
So what, looking in the mirror at yourself, Suzanne, what would you wear with this kind of thing? Look in the mirror. Give it a swing. And again. Oh wow, that was because you worked it. No, it still looks good. What would you wear with it?
Probably a dress.
What colour?
Burgundy.
Burgundy. What colour would you wear with it, Caitlin?
The hair?
Yeah, if you had this hairstyle, what colour would you wear with it?
Oh, maybe red. It's very glam.
It is very glam.
It looks cool, huh?
I've got a question from Andrea.
No, reached up your jets.
What products have you used? You might want to recap. Can you recap on the products, please?
Yeah, I used just hairspray, the light satin gold, which is it's got a heat protection in it, and it allows that brushability. So it's not sticky, but what it does is it sets the hair in a really gentle way, and it makes sure that it locks in the moisture. So it protects the hair. It also allows the hair to be stiff, but gently pliable. So it's not too strong. Very, very important. I mean, in the past I've used nearly a whole can on a client's head for like something that was maybe a bit bigger, believe it or not, and it just brushed out afterwards. It brushed out just really easily. Now you can see the back combing in at the roots. Now that just makes the hair sit up a bit. It's so cool and very modern.
We've got a comment from Erin, and she says she would wear red with this outfit.
Red, I think Erin's spot on. If I had this hair, I think I would wear red. Do you know what it would be? It would be a red, shiny, backless dress, and
Ooh.
Yeah, but have you got one of those?
Mine's coral.
Oh God. Have you got one of them?
Mine's burgundy.
I know somebody that's got a long red dress with the backless number. Grace Winnetka.
On the desk, baby.
Winnetka. Yeah. But to be honest, you know, stand up again. Even with the jeans and the vest, I'm a massive fan because it knocks the dress, it knocks it down, and with a heel.
And a bit of a heel.
It looks cool, you know. You could play the shape down slightly, and that's the thing about was it not Erin? Who was it that asked about the products?
Andrea asked about.
You couldn't do this to some of the products that are on the market because they're too stiff. But what's great, look, is it just all pumps up.
Beautiful, Suzanne. Give us strike a pose. Come on.
Hand on hip, come on, otherwise I'm going to kill you.
So we've got a cheeky comment.
Okay, what's that?
Suzanne should ask for her money back and get the hell out of there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't pay, she's a model. But anyway. Have a little seat. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to use a technique that was shared with me by an amazing hairdresser called James Precious, who is an absolute legend in the hair in the world of session styling. He introduced something to us for a show that we did a long time ago. It was about 4 years ago, and one of the briefs was he didn't want to use any sectioning pins or kirby grips or any sort of nasty pins in the hair. And one of the questions last week when I was doing Katisha's hair was that somebody couldn't bear seeing pins on show. Well, guess what we're going to use this time?
What are we going to use?
A needle.
Ooh, and is that thread?
An elasticated thread. So this thread stretches. Now it's not sharp. Look, it's a leather needle, so it won't hurt her. But what it will do is it will allow me to sew the hair up. Now the elastication in the thread gives the hair a real secure feel, and it's great because I can put it up, cut it out and take it down in seconds.
So this needle's not going to pierce her scalp. What a shame, we're close to Halloween as well.
Well, blood can be arranged.
That would spice things up a bit, would it not?
Yeah,
I'm with child, they can't do that.
Oh yeah, you're with child, yeah. The powers that be would be in touch with us. Okay, so I'm just going to have a little play here to see how I'm going to do it. How am I going to do it? How is it going to sit? Might just give it a little brush through.
Have you got any more questions for Nelson? So, split ends, Nelson.
Yeah, tell me about them.
Well, how do we get rid of them? How do we prevent them? Because I'm finding with the colder weather now setting in, clients' hair are a bit more prone to split ends.
Right.
So what can they do? What should they do?
Well, split ends are basically a sign of your hair saying, please look after me. They're normally done because the hair needs, they're normally shown because the hair needs a haircut or it needs some maintenance. So the best way to avoid split ends is to have your hair cut regularly.
How often is regularly?
Well, we tend to suggest every.
Well, what's the maximum length we should go?
What's that?
What's the maximum length we should go between haircuts? Would you say?
10 weeks.
Okay.
But again, it depends on what your hair's like. If your hair has got a lot of colour in it, or it gets processed with heat, then it's more prone to splitness at the ends. If you're a kind of natural dry kind of girl, you can get a lot longer out of it.
Ooh, splitness. That's a new word for me.
Did I just say that?
You did say splitness.
I don't recall saying that.
You did.
Out loud?
If you get more splitness at the end, that's what...
Splitness. Is that not a song? Splitness is my weakness. No.
I didn't realise it was X Factor. So, Angie is asking, where can she purchase a needle?
From a haberdashery.
Oh.
Yep.
So what kind of needle will she be looking for? A leather needle?
Looking for a leather needle, but you'll know it's plastic.
Yeah.
And it's very bendy. They come in horrible colours like that one. They're bendy, and they're very blunt, and they've got a huge end on them. What are you laughing at? Okay, so what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to split the hair into two. So excuse me, Suzanne, for it all falling around in your fizzog, because I need to do this.
So would this be a good look? Not necessarily the updo, but the volume and the glamorous look. Would that be something would you recommend that for fine hair? You know, if your hair's a bit separated and limp?
Definitely. I mean,
stick some rollers in.
There's a misconception about soft texture, and I don't really like calling it fine hair, because I think it's a little bit subjective. You know, there's nothing wrong with having softer texture. You just need to treat it a little bit differently. So, like for example, you maybe need to use a bit more product on it, or you need to maybe leave the curl in the hair a little bit longer. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a disorder, for God's sake. It just needs a little bit more attention. Okay, so I'm running the thread through the hair. What I did first of all is I secured the end by tying it in a loop. Now I'm just going to go and I'm just going to wiggle the hair, sorry, the needle right the way through the other side. And there it is, and I'm going to pull, and as I pull, watch it tighten. Can you see? So that's not being held up by anything apart from that cord now.
Wow.
And if you just catch a glimpse of the back, you can see it's soft, you know, it's not angry
rigid
anywhere, no,
yeah.
no. And if there's an area that you want to add more upness to it, you just grab a piece, like that, you go back in the same spot, and you just wiggle the thread, the needle, sorry, all the way through. So what's cool about it is, how does it feel, that thread on you, Suzanne? Does it feel okay, or?
Secure.
Feels secure, good. These are good words, because we all know that sometimes with pins they slip when they come out, and of course guess what, this isn't coming out for nobody until it's cut out. So it's great when you're having jiggy back at home. You won't know that in 9 months, Suzanne, because your bits and bobs won't be working properly. But listen, it's been
don't
nice.
frighten the poor girl.
I'm only joking. She knows I'm joking.
You're not joking.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just tie that off, because I feel it's tight enough. And I'm just going to show you how to tie it off. You get the end, and you wrap. Okay? Then you push it through. No, you don't. Sorry. Let me show you that again. It was actually too tight. So you go.
Can you do it a bit
1,
slower?
2, 3, 4. Push it through.
Yeah.
And there's the end there, look, in my fingers.
Oh yeah.
And as you pull it, that end is in there. And then you get your blades, and you make sure you're gentle, and you just get rid of the end. Now, that'll allow me to then use the rest of this for something else. And you can then see, look, how much strength. Oh, sorry, Suzanne. Sorry. How much strength that has. There you go, love. See it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay,
what's the plan with the front?
Don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Trey?
Oh, something a bit cappy and a bit.
Should I?
Yeah.
Should I go forward?
Glamorous.
Or should I?
Rock and roll.
Do you have anything to say to the camera?
What are you doing at the moment, Trey?
I'm doing a wonderful, beautiful curly do over here. So this is it. We've just discussed this actually, because we have gone from something that was damaged and split because we were sacrificing the natural curl for something smoother, stepped away from the iron completely, and it's taken us a bit of time because the hair had suffered so much that it wouldn't curl naturally anymore, but it
Shame on you.
has come back to full strength, and it is glorious.
You
Wonderful.
are winding me up.
Telling you.
How do you do on a daily
you go.
basis, Trey? How?
You know what? Some people just have it.
And some people don't. Good girl. Okay. So, feeling a little twisty kind of thing happening here.
Lovely. A bit of height.
Can I have the needle, please, Kate?
You can? Does that mean me putting the iPad down?
No, because you
whoa.
are a multitasker. Good job, you're good at something. Right, so I'm going to show you how to secure it. I wiggle the hair through, the needle through, and it comes out the other end. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I go pass
Ooh, where did it go?
it through the hole, as the hair said, and you just pull. And because it's dark, it's virtually invisible.
Ah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Then, needle tip. Snake it backwards and forwards across the scalp. Bring it back out, the other side, and pull. And then again, snake it backwards and forwards. There's the end. Pull it out. There's the. Now that hair is up and it's not going anywhere. And I mean, I think it's genius. I can still do stuff with the ends. And what's great about it, this is the amazing thing about this, as a hairdresser you put a pin in and it's rigid. With this, you can stretch it. You can make it come forward. Look, just by pulling it, because it's thread, it moves. You do that to a clip and guess what happens?
What
It
happens?
falls out. That's what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to secure this last little bit. Do you know it's 4 years since the medium cut off show, Trey?
Is it 4 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Quite something. Still using that technique today.
It's still rocking it. How many of the viewers do you think have seen this before?
I'm going to go with none.
What about you, Suzanne?
I've never seen it before.
But you live in, where do you live?
Moffat.
Moffat? There's not even got televisions there yet. Come on. Isn't it beautiful though? Look, all these little pieces here.
Can we have a little turn towards the camera?
It's a little fold, look. So, what's really nice is I can stretch this out.
Oh, Andrea comments, I've never seen it done, but I'm definitely going to try it.
Well,
Look at that detail at the back.
you know, the thing is, it's easier than you think, and it's so secure. How secure is it, Suzanne? How does it feel on your head?
Feels really good.
And how many pins have I used?
So my question is,
Yeah.
how would you undo it?
Really, it is very, very simple. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
Oh.
So I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit more. What's really cool about it is it looks like as if
And if it splits, that is okay. If it splits, it's okay. Go and stretch. Okay?
mad for that.
Beautiful. Suzanne, what's your thoughts?
It's cool. I like it a lot. Big.
Fiona, what do you think of this? Grasnia with Nechka, what do you think of this?
I love it.
Yeah, but do you know how I've done it?
No, but you're going to do that for me as well.
Do you know how it was done?
No. How did you do it?
No pins.
Really?
No, there's no pins. Look,
That's extraordinary.
look, there's no pins in there.
I wouldn't like that. So how's it staying in there like that?
Because it's Nelson. It's cool though, huh?
It's very
Very cool.
cool.
Now all I need to now do is get my blades.
I need to go because
Yeah.
my mobile calling to me.
Yeah, I'm going to get the find the elastic. Because it's quite weak, you can just snap it.
Oh wow.
And it doesn't even hurt, does it, Suzanne? Just going to grab the little ends, snap them. And this is so cool. This is why we stock Windle and Moodie products, because if I could just take this down in seconds. Now, if we weren't doing this, it would have to be unpinned, be a palaver. Just going to try and get that last piece. There's the last piece there. Just give it a snap. Take it down, and look. With the good old Mason and the good old Pearson, give it a little brush out, and hey presto, Cinderella will go to the ball again, look. Stand up please. Against the white wall. A little bit from the forward, coach. And she's still got the movement in the crown, look. Any questions? Got a question, Fiona?
I've got a question.
Make it clean now. Should we introduce you?
Hello.
Fiona is the new tumble dryer queen. She's been in it this morning.
Fiona's rocking a kind of do, isn't she?
She's got a number on, but we'll do that. We'll visit that another day. Anyway, no more questions, Katie. Have we had anybody liking it, or does everybody hate us?
I think we've got a good few liking us.
Okay, great. Listen, congratulations on your wonderful news. I'm delighted for you. You'll make a beautiful mum. And yeah, say bye to your figure. It's about to go.
I know.
Yeah, have a lovely night tonight, and thank you for your time today. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.